The only 4 exercises you need for wide and defined back muscles. It's almost sad how many people spend years sweating in the gym and yet continue to have backs that remain practically the same size. That's why, if you truly want to have that imposing physique, with wide lats and a V shape that turns heads wherever you go, today we'll show you the only 4 exercises you need to develop a truly powerful back. And remember, having a wide back isn't just about aesthetics. Strong back muscles help with practically all other workouts, provide stability and support to your body, and even improve your posture. The fact is that there are certain pitfalls that greatly hinder back development. Many people who come to me complain that they've been training their backs for a long time, but don't even feel the target muscle working. Others feel only their arms getting tired, failing well before their back reaches its limit. That's why before discussing the exercises, we need to talk about the 3 mistakes most people make in back training, because it won't help at all if you do the right exercises, but in the wrong way. Error number 3, taking work away from the back muscles by overusing the biceps and forearms. One of the most common errors, perhaps the most common of all, is letting the biceps and forearm do most of the work during back exercises. When you perform a pull-down or a row, the back muscles should be the protagonists. But if you pull with your arms instead of pulling with your back, you end up overloading the biceps, forearm, and even the shoulder, diverting the main stimulus. To notice if this is happening, pay attention to the sensation during each repetition. If your arms are burning much faster than your back, it's a sign that you're not properly activating the latissimus dorsi. Much of this problem comes from not knowing how to position the shoulder blades and keep the trunk firm throughout the movement. In pull-down exercises on the cable machine or pull-up bar, for example, many people simply bend their elbows and bring the bar close to their body using arm strength, instead of initiating the movement by contracting the back, pulling the shoulder blades down and in, and only then flexing the elbows. Another crucial point is the grip. If you grab the bar too tightly or at the wrong angle, the forearm tends to fatigue before the latissimus, and then the exercise becomes a disguised arm workout. A valuable tip is to use the so-called false grip or hook grip, where you don't completely close your hand. It's almost as if you're just hanging your fingers on the bar or handle, focusing on pulling with the strength of your back, not with your wrists. Additionally, try to keep your elbow pointing downward or slightly backward, but not outward. This helps direct the effort to the latissimus. Remember to focus on pulling your elbows toward your trunk, instead of thinking about pulling the bar with your hands. Error 2. Not using the correct range of motion. Range of motion is everything when it comes to back training. Unlike some muscle groups where a very large range of motion can sometimes even be harmful, for the back, it's essential to pull all the way and return while controlling the weight, allowing the shoulder blades to move completely. If you do very short repetitions, only halfway, you miss the opportunity to recruit the maximum number of muscle fibers. In the front pull-down, for example, it's common to see people who lower the bar only to the chin or to a comfortable point and quickly return. By doing this, they fail to perform the final phase of contraction, the one in which the back muscles are most challenged and the shoulder blades adduct. Or they return from the movement carelessly, letting the bar rise without control. This is another critical point. The eccentric phase, when you return to the starting position, is just as important as the concentric phase. Whether in pull-downs or rows, the idea is always to fully open the back in the eccentric phase, allowing the shoulder blades to move apart and the latissimus dorsi to stretch to the maximum, of course, without letting the shoulders roll forward in a dangerous manner. Then, in the concentric phase, you fully contract the back, bringing the shoulder blades close together and feeling the muscle actually shorten. Logically, for this, you need to choose a weight that's compatible with your strength level. If the weight is excessive, you end up cheating the movement and can't achieve the full range of motion. Pulling too much weight without full range won't develop the muscles as it should and increases the risk of injury. Error 1. Not working at different angles. If you always do the same pull-down or the same row, you can be certain that your back is not developing as it could. After all, the back is not a single simple muscle. On the contrary, there are various regions and fibers that need to be stimulated from different angles. It's not enough to just pull vertically as in the pull-up bar or cable pull-down. It's also necessary to work in horizontal or even inclined planes, using variations in grip and trunk inclination. Imagine that you only do the front pull-down movement, with the bar coming from top to bottom. In this case, You will be training a good portion of the latissimus dorsi, yes, but you'll leave out areas like the middle of the back, which are more challenged in horizontal rows. Additionally, the different grips, pronated, supinated, and neutral, also place tension on different regions of the lats and trapezius. This is where the need to diversify your training comes in. This doesn't mean filling your back day with 10 different exercises, but rather choosing a few that complement each other. Another benefit of working at different angles is that you reduce the risk of stagnation. When the body becomes accustomed to a single type of movement, it tends to become efficient at it, and over time, the stimulus is no longer as challenging, even if you increase the weight. Slightly altering the grip or type of row makes your muscles wake up to a new challenge, which translates into more hypertrophy. Now that you understand why so many people fail in back training, let's talk about the only 4 exercises you need. Exercise number 4, front pull down on the cable machine. The front pull down, or high pull down, is a classic exercise and practically indispensable for those who want large and wide backs. It primarily works the latissimus dorsi, but also involves muscles like the lower trapezius and rhomboids for stabilization. Additionally, the biceps act as synergists, but if you execute correctly, you'll feel your back burning well before your arms are exhausted. It's one of the best ways to develop back width, because the vertical movement from top to bottom emphasizes the lateral portion of the latissimus, the one that gives the much-desired V shape. Being a cable-guided exercise, you can control the weight and range well while maintaining constant tension. Despite the main focus of this exercise being the latissimus dorsi, there's also involvement of the teres major and minor, and the muscles of the middle back to stabilize the trunk. To a lesser degree, the lower and middle trapezius are also activated, especially at the end of the pull-down, when the shoulder blades come together. To execute correctly, adjust the height of the seat so that your feet are firmly on the floor and the bar is within your reach with your arms extended, but without needing to stand up or lean too much. Grab the bar with a pronated grip, that is, with the palms of your hands facing forward, slightly wider than shoulder width. You can vary later, but start this way. Before starting the pull, open your shoulder blades, letting your shoulders rise a bit. This allows for greater stretching of the latissimus. Begin the movement by contracting your back. Lower your shoulders and retract your shoulder blades, pulling the bar toward the top of your chest. Think about bringing your elbows down and back, not just flexing your arm. Pull down until the bar touches or almost touches the upper part of your chest, keeping your trunk slightly inclined backward, but without exaggeration. Take a quick pause in this position of maximum contraction, feeling the squeeze in the latissimus. Return in a controlled manner, letting the bar rise without losing tension in your back until your arms are almost completely extended, but without completely relaxing the shoulder blades at the top. Maintain slight control to avoid completely releasing the tension. Main errors to avoid. Error 1. Arching the lower back too much or throwing the trunk too far back to cheat the weight. This overloads the lumbar region and takes the focus off the lats. Error 2. Holding the bar too wide or too narrow without adapting to a comfortable angle, which can cause pain in the shoulders and wrists. Additional tips to intensify the movement. Use different grips, such as neutral and supinated in other workouts, to vary the stimulus. Focus on the scapular movement. If possible, use little weight initially and train yourself to always open your back in the eccentric phase, then close it when contracting. Don't forget to adjust the backrest and seat well, if the machine has this feature. Good posture makes all the difference in muscle focus. Before we continue to exercise 3, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, as having access to correct information will make all the difference in your long-term evolution. Exercise 3, bent over barbell row. The bent over barbell row is a true classic of back training. It's one of the most complete exercises for the dorsal region, as you work not only the latissimus, but also the middle part like rhomboids and middle trapezius, and even the lower back, which acts in stabilization. It's a multi-joint movement that develops strength and volume impressively, as long as it's executed correctly. Unlike a guided machine, the bent-over barbell row requires you to keep your trunk inclined and stable throughout the execution. This also strengthens the core musculature and the erector spinae. Additionally, since you have freedom of movement because the bar is not on rails or cables, it's possible to adjust the grip and trunk position to better feel the back. Progressive overload is also facilitated, as you simply add weight plates to the bar as you evolve. Since it's an exercise that many people tend to get wrong, to execute it correctly, start by standing with your feet at hip width, Hold the bar with a pronated grip, that is, with palms facing backward, at the same width as your shoulders, or a little wider, depending on your comfort. Slightly flex your knees and lean your trunk forward, maintaining a neutral spine. Imagine that you're tilting your hips back a bit, without rounding your lower back. Let your arms extend toward the floor, slightly opening your shoulder blades. Begin the movement by contracting your back. Pull the bar toward the lower part of your chest or the navel line, depending on the angle that feels best to you. Focus on bringing your elbows up and back, bringing the shoulder blades together. Main errors to avoid. Error 1. Curving the spine, especially the lower back, creating a huge risk of injury. Posture is fundamental. Open chest, shoulders back, and abdomen contracted. Error 2. Raising the shoulders toward the ears, tensing the upper trapezius too much and losing focus on the muscles of the middle back. Additional tips to intensify the movement. Vary the grip, pronated and supinated. Each grip targets a slightly different emphasis. If possible, use a lifting belt to protect the lower back, especially when using heavy weights. But remember that the belt does not replace good execution form. Keep your gaze fixed on a point on the floor, slightly in front of your body, to avoid stressing your neck. Exercise 2. Single-arm dumbbell row. The single-arm dumbbell row is perfect for correcting imbalances between the right and left sides of the back. Additionally, it allows for a very good range of motion and forces you to work on stabilizing the core and lower back while focusing on the dorsal region. When you work each side separately, you ensure that one side won't compensate for the other. This is crucial for those who have asymmetries, and the fact is that almost everyone has some level of asymmetry. The single-arm row can also be done at different angles, supporting one knee on the bench, or simply supporting your hand on the bench with your foot firmly on the floor. This variation in positioning helps you find the most comfortable and suitable position for your body type. The main focus is the latissimus dorsi and the muscles of the middle back region. There's also strong activation of the spine erectors, which work isometrically to maintain posture, and the core, which stabilizes the trunk in the inclined position. To execute correctly, position a dumbbell next to the bench. Supporting the knee and hand of the same side on the bench, maintain a neutral spine and firm abdomen. The other leg is extended on the floor, with the foot well planted and a slight inclination of the trunk. Hold the dumbbell with the other hand, leaving the arm extended toward the floor. Slightly open your shoulder blades, allowing the shoulder of that arm to be a bit forward. Begin the movement by contracting your back. Bring your elbow up and back, feeling the shoulder blade move toward the center of your back. Focus on pulling with your elbow and not with your hand. Raise the dumbbell until close to your ribs, or until a point where you feel a complete contraction of your back. Avoid rotating your trunk. The idea is to keep your chest facing the floor for most of the movement. Take a brief pause at the top, feeling the squeeze in the lat, and then lower the dumbbell in a controlled manner, extending your arm again and opening your shoulder blades in the final part. Main errors to avoid. Error 1. Using body momentum to pull the dumbbell, throwing the trunk up and down. Remember, it's a row, not a swing. Error 2. Rotating the trunk excessively to be able to raise the dumbbell, which removes the focus from the lat and can hurt the lower back. Additional tips to intensify the movement. Make the eccentric phase very slow, taking 2 to 3 seconds to lower the dumbbell, feeling the stretch in your back. Try to breathe in sync, exhaling as you pull the dumbbell and inhaling as you lower it. This helps with core contraction and focus during the exercise. If you feel that your forearm is fatiguing too much, try straps or pull gloves to avoid limiting back work because of grip. Exercise 1. Pull-up. Just as the squat is called the king of leg exercises, the pull-up is often called the king of back exercises. If you still can't do a free pull-up, don't worry. I'll show you a way to start training this exercise in a more relaxed manner. Indeed, it's a movement that involves a large amount of muscle mass and demands a lot from the practitioner's relative strength. For those who don't know, relative strength refers to strength in relation to one's own body weight. It's excellent for increasing back width, adding density, and also improving shoulder and core stability. When you hang from the bar and pull your entire weight up, the latissimus dorsi, trapezius, rhomboids, and even the core muscles are strongly recruited. Additionally, arms and forearms are also activated, as they need to hold the body's weight. It's an exercise that tests and develops your strength in a global way. Generally, those who master the pull-up have voluminous and defined backs, because this movement targets various parts of the musculature at once. To execute correctly, hold the bar with a pronated grip, slightly wider than the shoulders, or even at shoulder width to start. Hang from the bar, fully extending your arms. Here, you also start with the shoulder blades slightly elevated. Begin the movement by contracting your back, pulling your shoulder blades down and in, while flexing your elbows and raising your body toward the bar. Your goal is to bring your chin to the height of the bar, or even surpass it if possible. Keep your trunk stable, without excessively swinging your legs. Take a small pause at the top, feeling the maximum contraction in your lats, and then descend in a controlled manner until fully extending your arms, but without relaxing your shoulder blades 100%. Main errors to avoid. Error 1. Using body swing or kicking your legs to gain momentum. This is called kipping, common in specific modalities, but it removes the focus from back work if your intention is hypertrophy. Error 2. Throwing your neck forward to touch your chin to the bar instead of really pulling with your back. Error 3. Stopping the descent before extending your arms, reducing the total range of motion. Error 4. Exaggerating with a very wide grip, which can overload the shoulders without bringing many additional benefits for the lats. If the free pull-up is still difficult, you can start using the assisted pull-up machine that offers support for the knees, or execute it with a partner who helps a bit with the concentric part. Another alternative is the use of resistance bands. Pass the band around the bar and support your feet or knees on it to reduce the effective weight. This way, you can do the complete movement while progressively gaining strength. Each week or month, you can use lighter bands until you reach the free pull-up. And if in addition to powerful back muscles, you also want to have imposing arms, we've left a video appearing right now on the screen showing a complete workout with the 6 best exercises for arms. Don't miss it. Thank you for watching this far, and may God bless you, my friend.